So welcome again, folks. We're still here. We still live here at the Criminal Court C, where the judge has just released his report, and according to him, it was established that yes, indeed, there were some jury tampering done during the case involving former finance minister Samuel Tuwe and the others. So the judge said the 15 jurors should be incarcerated at the Monrovia Central Prison. So 15 of the jurors, they are currently in the court. This is what we are posted here, and they will be sent directly to the Monrovia Central Prison. While the case, all of the verdict brought down in the case has been set aside by Criminal Court Judge Usman F. Feka. So the 15 jurors came for the ruling or the report, release of the report. So they are no longer going home, but rather they are being taken directly to the Monrovia Central Prison. So we posted here to see them getting on the bus, and as they will be taken to South Beach. So, folks, the investigation also established, according to the judge, that yes, indeed, there were cell phones. In the jury quarter during the trial. The juror had cell phones, and there were calls made. Some of the jurors even called their family members to purchase a cell phone for them and bring it to them at the central quarter where they were during the trial. So the court also established that there were text messages. These jurors discussed the case from one point to another through text messages, through different conversations. They went in the quarter with different cell phones, and by law, the juror should be out of all of these different stuff, that is cell phones, communications with the public. They are only to communicate with the bailiff, sound with them. But for them, yes, they were with cell phones. They communicated with our boyfriends, their girlfriends, their loved ones from one point to another. So on that basis, they could have found out that yes, indeed, there's sufficient evidence, sufficient reports, sufficient findings that these jurors carry out jury tampering. So on that basis, they are being arrested, and they will be taken to the Monrovia Central Prison any moment from now. But you listen to Councillor Arthur Johnson, who said that what the juror did, it is destroying our democracy. He has set no precedent because what he did, it is unconstitutional, as the law requires that once the juror are done with their verdict, and then they are disbanded to go into the community. There is no way, no means, no reason that they be called to come and be questioned for some jury tampering. So the judge actions, according to Councillor Arthur Johnson, it is unfounded. His actions to have investigated these jurors and also set aside the verdict is something that Mark put this republic into a danger at time goes back, because if another regime comes and the government wants a particular individual be found guilty by all cause, these same precedents will come back, and then they are all handcuffed. They are all handcuffed. The jurors are in handcuffs. The jurors are in handcuffs. As you can see, then the first 2 years, these are civil servants. These are civil servants from different ministry and agency. As you can see them, these are civil servants. These are civil servants from different ministry and agency. So The bus is now moving. Let's see how best we can make our way. So additional jurors. Okay, we see two other jurors coming. They are all in handcuffs. These people came to work according to our information, and they were called on by 2 o'clock to come for the release of the report, and now they are being taken to the Monrovia Central Prison. I see another lady here covering her face. Okay.
Let the other people know and for me to jail because I said that.
Okay, were you taken away? Are you sure? Okay. Were you taken away? Were you taken away? So we still got 2 to 3 others.
I'm still a very young person.
Yes. These are civil servants.
Are you satisfied with this, sir?
Are you satisfied with this?
You satisfied with guilty?
You guilty? Okay. So you listen?
She has been
So you see the boss leaving. The boss is leaving the compound. The boss is leaving the compound. The boss is leaving the compound. 15 jurors who sat and decided this entire matter in a case involving former finance minister Samuel Tuer and 5 others. They have been taken to the Monrovia Central Prison because, according to the report, they were all guilty of the crime of jure tempore. So, because of that, they are all being taken to the Monrovia Central Prison for incarcerations. So that's it. We will give you further information as we try to make our way to the Central Prison. As you can see, the boss left. The lawyers also left. Councillor Ada Johnson made serious claims and remarks saying that the statement made or the ruling by the judge is something that will put this country into a chaos, because there is not precedent. There is something intended to damage the democracy of our republic. And you also saw among the defendants, we also saw one person.
National Police. But while on the scene, we did see the Inspector General of the Liberia National Police, Colonel Gregory O.W. Coleman. We saw the officer in charge of the Liberia Drugs Enforcement Agency, Biago, this morning during the incident. And we also saw the head of the EPS as well. Officers of the Liberia National Police dressed in their blue were seen going in and out of the residence of those foreign nationals as they brought out countless number of well sealed up parcels of narcotic substance. Some of those substances were also packed up, sealed up in suitcases. There were several suitcases that were brought out. We also saw other bags as well that were being brought out. Information we've also gathered is that the foreign nationals also had in their possession firearms. Why exactly the firearms? What exactly were those firearms used for? But these are pieces of information that would definitely update the public with subsequently, as we've been informed that the joint security fully represented here is going to subsequently be speaking to the media. They're going to be having a press engagement here to give some pieces of information relative to the ongoing investigation. This situation has now set the pace for a long investigation we're going to see in the coming days, in the coming months, or maybe up to a year. With the 2 foreign nationals already arrested now, everyone is looking. I mean, Liberians and the folks from across the world are looking to see as to whether those two foreign nationals are the only individuals connected to this situation. As to whether it's a cartel and who are those individuals connected to the cartel, how long have the cartel been operating in the country, and what does the network looks like? These are all pieces of information that we're following up on, and we will definitely make sure to update the public every step of the way relative to the situation as it unfolds. So as you move here closer, you're going to see that the media is fully represented here at the very entrance. There you have folks going in and out. Some officers of the Liberian National Police posted at that very entrance, and of course you have the foreign nationals in there as well. Pieces of information are being compiled to further inform the public with respect to what exactly the next course of action is going to be. What is the joint security going to do here after the two foreign nationals currently in police custody? Are they going to stay here or not? And all of those different pieces of information, we understand, are being compiled in there. The huge quantity of narcotic drugs is currently here at the headquarters of the Liberian National Police. Sources has it that quantity is going to be just far above the much publicized, the much talked about 19 million drug saga that is currently being discussed in several quarters of the country. As we made our way from the VOA community, coming here to the headquarters of the Liberian National Police, from the very community where the drugs were being confiscated, we did see a very good number of Liberians throughout along the entire corridor. As the convoy drove through the principal streets of Monrovia, we did see a very good number of Liberians waving and hailing the joint security for this operation. To some, this operation is a milestone, it's a major leap towards the fight against narcotic substance in the country, while others are taking this information with a grain of salt. But whatever the case is, we're posted here making sure that we can bring you up to speed with all the necessary information, all of the unfoldings here, especially at the headquarters of the Liberian National Police as the situation here unfolds. So we want to say thanks to all of you joining us here this afternoon at the headquarters of the Liberian National Police, with the time right now at 4 minutes past 3 p.m. in Monrovia. We are posted here to make sure that we can bring you the updates every step of the way. As the joint security moved in this morning, taking in, let's say, bringing out those different parcels, you could see neighbors, folks who live within that vicinity standing out, peeping in through their windows, trying to see exactly, to know exactly what was happening there. And so whether this drugs bust is going to lead to major names called, as to whether it's going to lead to a situation where other individuals connected are going to be brought to the limelight, this is something we're yet to establish. But this is exactly what the situation is, and we want to say thanks to all of you joining us here this afternoon. A firearm was discovered with the suspects as well, a Colombian national and that of a Spanish guy. The individuals whose names are yet to be disclosed are clearly seen, identified as not being Liberian citizens. But there are so many questions at this point that are lingering in the corridors. A lot of people are asking as to whether it's possible for those individuals to all by themselves just carry on this operation, or as to whether there have been some big guns, some big hands behind them, as to whether they've been aided in the first place by some individuals or powerful individuals to carry on this operation. That's something that remains.
I can't stand no more, cause no more food. I cannot go to school, cause no more money.
Well, good evening, good afternoon, good morning to all of you, and welcome next time. Voice of BK's Heat Hour show here. Heat Hour, we see dialogue and our confrontation. viewers in Bullet. This is the 21st day of July AD 2026. This is how I would like to welcome all of you this evening to BKS TV.
Excuse me, Mr.
Our show here.
Generalist.
My name is Junior Ping, as always.
How you make your
I'm your host of the Heat Tower Show.
headlines in
And this evening I'm been joined by Afonso
the
Wumbo,
press release
the co-host of the show.
daily. Although I read the news every day, but I'm really still getting confused now. And I just want to ask you
But a lot has been happening in Liberia today.
a question. Oh,
A lot has been happening.
is it based on money?
We saw the seizure by a
Is it based on presidency?
very huge quantity of cocaine too
Is
from the VOA community as well.
it based on technology?
2 individuals were arrested on the site,
Is it based on war?
believed to be foreign nationals too as well.
Tell me, we got major headlines. Oh, we got major stories.
ECOWAS has ordered a fast-track assessment of the Liberia-Guinea border dispute because for the Guinean troop withdrawal from Liberian soil.
There is no job, no money for hustlers.
Also in the headlines this evening, 15 jurors have been arrested in the alleged juror tampering linked to former finance minister Samuel to a corruption trial.
There is no job, no money for hustlers.
In the same development, the judge have overturned the ruling of
Take a coverage, the rainy season coming
verdict, not guilty verdict issue
in the ghetto.
former finance minister Samuel Tuer.
All the houses are full of leakage, nowhere to sleep. Come and see the widow living in the street with her children. Since the daddy went to war to fight, he never lived to see them. The children have no shelter, oh, children have no education. The children have
From the executive mansion to luxury,
no one to call their friend. The children have no food
from the executive mansion to luxury,
to eat.
from luxury to soft beach.
Oh,
Former chief of protocol Finna Bono have been reminded to the Monrovia Central prison too as well.
hey, yo. There is no job, no money for hustlers. We got major headlines. Major story. There is no job, no money for hustlers.
And so this plus many more discussion we have for you here this evening on the show.
How many
We'll also be hosting folks from the
people
proposed
do you love, man? How many people do you cherish? How many people do you help out there? Most especially women. No job,
the proposed Congress for Liberian People Party
no money. No girls, no
COLP.
glory. No help for poor men. That's what we know.
They will be joining us here tonight on the show as we have a brief conversation with them about the aim and objective of the Congress for the Liberian People Party.
How many people do you love?
And
How many people do you cherish?
they are already in the back. Without further ado, I will try to bring them here in studio very shortly. But before we do that, as always, we are here to seek analysis and opinion on issues across the country from panelists. Afonso, good evening and welcome to the show this evening. How you doing, Chief?
Well, let me say good evening, John, and good evening to the listener there. I much appreciate you for the hosting the show always in my absence, even though you, I can't talk it. Let's say, yeah, you guys been doing well. Yeah, always in the back pray for you guys. Yeah,
Before
Not
before we
to,
bring in the, before we bring on the
yeah,
guest, let's hear from you very shortly. What's on your mind this evening, Chief? I know a lot has been happening, but let's hear you.
yeah, John. So many things happening in our country. Today our like it's almost the full. I will be going to John. I said, let me just John, and then have my introduction. Maybe I sit with him a bit before I can go. Um, it's not just easy. I listened to your headlines There are so many things. The one I didn't get clear was the Liberia Guinea border issue. But the rest of the other one I've been following, like you just pronounced, I think some are welcoming welcoming information for our country. Welcoming is a progressing information. Some are not progressing at all. Like in the case of the drugs issue, um, to me, it's progressing because decades ago we had all drugs in our country and nobody tried to discover them. Now that we are seeing government officials discovering, or say security apparatus discovering them, it's a progress. If they can keep doing that and bringing those guys, not need to arrest them to politicize it, but to bring them to justice, I think it will be a good thing. It will signal to those who want to use our country as their transit route that Liberia is not that point. Then I feel they will change their location. That's a good sign. And we want to say kudos to them. They should continue. We don't want to politicize this. The issue with Finnabondo, I don't know how you place it. You say from Lazare to from executive mayor to Lazare, from Lazare to where the sub beach, the boy is bad. Yeah, whenever you are in the public space working for the public, know that you will be accountable for anything you do there. People who feel they cannot be accountable accountable for their wrongdoing or for any doing after they are left the government, maybe they will be living a state of utopia. If you leave government and you do something, whether guilty or not, you have to go answer questions. So in answering the question, you got to pass through the court system. When you don't have bill, nobody will stand for you. Come on like that. You got to be beyond by in the first place. Why they are waiting, the court process. Other than that, they can't allow you just be passing all in the street and be boasting. So I think that's why you see Finnabondo, in the good thing is she's loyal about it. As soon as the judge, request or arrest, she will take care of herself. It's good. She believed that she will be exonerated. So she care of herself. It's good. That's how every Liberian citizens will be doing. Not for people to be protesting, for people they may can go, they may go, they may can go. If we love our country, we should do that. And the rest of the other stories are good. And I much appreciate um, our government. If they are trying, we should appreciate them. If they are not doing well, we should also tell them. Thank you, John. That's what I have.
During temporary, didn't say something about it. I know you're coming go now, so let's just
Oh,
hear you in that short play and then
oh,
let you.
the dual temporary, brother. Yeah, that thing is something that even happened here in the state before, and I think the same step people took. The judge took there is the same step they did here. It's not something strange. It also in the court system. You studying, reading law. I know you knows about it, and as long as the investigation went on, and there are people who came out to say yes, indeed, we're tampered with. Like the other lady on the, when they asked, she said yes, she feel guilty because she was tampered with. It's somebody had already said that yes, indeed, in fact confessed. It, there's no case there, brother. You got to change that whole thing and restart the trial. Let the people go beyond Bafwe and then we'll restart the trial. We are not saying Samuel Tuer is guilty and we are not saying he's not guilty. But the court is saying that because certain things happen and they went to try to bribe, that system, our judicial system, that the bribery have been in our judicial system for a very long time. And people try to uncover some of these things. That's how, as a country, we need to work on our system because the system is messed up. This is just Samuel case, Samuel Tuer case. But there are so many cases in the country that this thing can just happen common, that people cannot detect it. Or maybe people don't take it serious. But this one, I think we will start learning from there. And then those judges, including you that come in the system, we'll start learning from them. I'm thinking we want to do our temporary. I beg you, no phone call here, you must say.
Anyways, thank you for your opinion on that. I really appreciate the fact that I know we'll have a little bit of time here to discuss these things when our guests leave us. But we cannot keep them in the back for too long, so we will bring them on very shortly. I'm also trying to get some other stuff in the back here. But again, it's great to have all of you who are watching us this evening via Facebook, YouTube, and those of you too also following us too from the radio too as well. We want to say thank you and welcome to the show here this evening.
Jazzy, me, I'm a John. My man, what's up? Abuto.
The way Jason said Nigeria is key, huh? Yeah, Jason said you might run away.
Hey, man, no see you. You can see my coin. Just give cross. All the man no call come see me.
My man, on public platform, man. We thought that was anyway. So because Lorena King yesterday, so that why coming today too?
But Lorena called me say you can't go. I think Lorena gonna be busy. But the information I country today, it made my phone battery low. So I had to come here touch small thing to go back. I can't even go again. We're going over here.
Yeah, you're going to enjoy it, but we got guests there here today. So after that, we'll
Let me carry our vernacular. Everyone man, booyah, look back, boy.
No man, I think I can understand. I think I can understand. Trying to break it down.
That's true. I'll break it down. I'll break it down in our comment box.
Yeah, but it's great to be back on. It's going to be a good show. Somebody I saw somebody posted. I think about Pekin Chester Dolopo. He said the journalists in Liberia said they gave up to the tired. They didn't know which of the news to cover the.
Serious though.
The news was just breaking left and right from all angles. The news was all over the place, and until even our own journalists on the platform said, I ain't even see them posting plenty today. Yeah, very few of them to come
back. My man John to go restaurant the begin set tire ready story. He even post that tomorrow you start posting.
Yeah, the man nobody could post. I had to but while we were with our guests here, something happened in District 5 today that I want Clinton to touch on a little bit. I think that was embarrassing. Honorable Ability and what's his name? Honorable Balia went there today, and they refused for them to use the civil compound there. And what makes it so surprising to me, from what I've gathered, is they were allowed to do it before. The people went there, they cleaned up everything, they engaged the place, and they agreed to it, they consented to everything. And then when the folks enter the town now with their guests, they refuse to use that. Clinton, what happened there today?
But see, you already explained it. So.
Yeah, okay. So I want to come from the men on the ground before they say the CEO. The men always say that ability men on there. So if we got them say, okay, we got our ability.
You already finished.
Yeah. So, but if that's the case, that's sad. That's embarrassing, because no one. I don't think they should stop them from using the civil compound. Now, if you wanted to do it, if you didn't want them to use it, Alfonso, you tell them in advance, say, no, we're not allowing you guys to use the civil compound. You don't use it.
Okay. So, today, as we all aware that Honorable Bali is on his appreciation tour, and then the people enter in Buto today. But according to supporters of Honorable Bali, they went to the civil compound first and engaged those guys that they will be using the place, and then they accepted their request, and they even asked them to do lay brushing so that the area can be clear, which they did. But then, surprisingly, the arrival of their guests now, they tried using the place, and one the district inspector, identified as Aloysius Guard, refused them not to enter the hall. And according to his side of the story, The people did not hear the township being here. There was no communication, and even Team Bori too, there was no communication. So he only saw them coming, and he could not just permit them to just enter the hall. And then we were able to ask him as to whether he knew Honorable Musa to be a representative of this country as well, which he said yes, he knew. But then the issue was not Honorable Balie, I mean Honorable Musa Bidi maybe being represented, but it was a different issue. His being here was not maybe coming as representative, but he came as political leader and also coming with Kennedy as well. So it should be something that the arrangement supposed to be done proper. So that's what went on yesterday, and most of Balie supporters today, and most of Balie supporters are complaining that what it did to them, the government, even though it was done by the inspector, but there was an order from the head office, where the order came from, and they are not even taking the government on to be government, they are taking on to be ruler, because if you say you want to be a leader to lead certain group of people and then taking the other people, putting it on another agenda that you cannot cater to, it shows then that they are different. And there are a lot of statements made by them today, and some of them have even saying that they're going to take that issue to other media, media in Liberia, so that they can know that this is what happened to them. But Benetti also left the ground. He went back Secretary, and Maurice Balie too as well, went to his hometown Florida as well. And the situation was very cool, even though it happened, but there was nothing like violence. Everybody behaved very mature today. And so that's what happened here today.
Thank God, thank God I no
You got
violence.
something
Thank God.
to say? You got something to say before we go to the next issue?
Yeah, that's what I say. That's how I was saying. I did thank God that nothing happened like violence. Normally when a group asks for a civil compound or let's say administrative building, sometimes when it's government issues, they accept you. These have been the normal routine in Liberia politics, which is not a good thing though, but it's a normal routine in Liberia politics, where a group of people will ask for the civil compound, means a administrative building, even the city hall in Senikole, and you ask for it, as long as they see the political agenda from behind you to be the opposition, political parties and other stuff, they deny you the access of using government facility. That's what they do normally in Liberia. The early time, the weird time, it continues, going on, which is not a good thing to do. But I don't think they supposed to allow Musa Belete, who is a representative, one of the representatives in Nima, deny him the access of using the place. I don't know the purpose for which they've gone there, but deny him is not a good thing though.
Making with the political ambition to show himself.
Yo, what's up? All right, thank you so much, Alfonso. Welcome to our guests. I know we have our guests on here tonight, so we will talk our Nima County, our District 5 thing here later on. I want to say thanks to all of you guys for watching. We have Mr. Jackson Merman in studio relaying from our radio station in Butu, District 5, that is widely listened to around there. And we have our guests here, Mr. Duffers and Mr. Suma. So welcome to the show, gentlemen. How you guys doing? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, sure. Thank you so much, Alvin, and it's nice being here. Thank you, Junior, for the invitation. Alfonso, I hope you guys are doing well. Jackson, you too.
Thank you. I don't know if Junior is hearing me. He's the host. I'm trying to connect with him. You can hear me, Junior?
Yes, I'm hearing you now, see.
Take over.
Thank you. It's great to have our guys here this evening in studio. I know this is their first time appearing on here, so we give them the opportunity to introduce themselves, reasons why they are here this evening, so that we can kickstart the conversation from there. But let's start with the Vice Chair for Public Relations. Mr. Vice Chair, Good evening and welcome. Tell us your name, where you hail from, and then give us a little brief history of this proposed party. Then we'll go to the next person.
Okay, thank you, Junior, and good morning, good evening, good afternoon to every Liberian watching, wherever you're watching from. So my name is Irenso Sergi Soma, and like you said, Junior, I'm the Vice Chair for Public Relations and Political Strategy at the Congress of the Liberian People. And I hail from Grand Crew. I'm also a professional, a business development consultant by profession, and I'm a passionate and peace-loving Liberian.
Well, I think the other person dropped, so I don't know. Let's stick with you for now. From Grand Crew County, it's great to have you on the show here this evening. Give us a little brief history of how this party was birthed.
Okay, so COP for short, which basically stands for the Congress of the Liberian People, it's a proposed party. So we are not yet a full-fledged political party because we are still waiting for the final accreditation process from NEC. So we are in the process of obtaining that accreditation from NEC. So
Are you guys hearing him?
No, I think he's breaking in.
Yeah. Wow. Anyways, if you just joining us here this evening, you're listening to the Heat Tower program. And of course, on the Heat Tower, we see dialogue in our confrontation, we see words in that bullet. In tonight's edition of the show, we are hosting folks from the proposed Congress or Congress of the Liberian People Party. They join us here tonight on the show as we discuss their party vision. Mhm. Welcome back, Chief. You got stopped there.
So can you hear me, Junior?
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
We are hearing you now.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, the internet is so terrible. So as I was saying,
you're still in Nimba?
for far too long, for far too long as a country, Junior, we've always settled for less, right? And we've created this mindset that change in terms of political leadership to one that is going to transform Liberia is something that is not possible. And another thing too that we've also realized is that if you don't get involved with politics, no matter the profession you find yourself in, no matter what you do in our society, politics is going to affect you one way or the other. You're going to feel the weight of bad leadership. So as young Liberians, as educated Liberians, as people who want to see Liberia working, we thought it wise to say, look, we cannot continue to dance with the devil and then say that, okay, the devil will one day become a saint. In a nutshell, we cannot continue to play ball between what we've considered now the two most prominent political parties or political movement, even though we've identified that there are limited changes being made, there are limited improvement within the country, development is happening at a very slow pace, but beyond that, the rule of law is being undermined regularly. Corruption is at its highest peak. We saw that during the last regime. We also saw it we are seeing it rather during this current regime. So we said to ourselves, look, it's about time as young people, we take the bull by the horn and create a third option, an option that the Liberian people can rely on for development, for accountability, an option that can drive Liberia towards genuine transformation. So what we are trying to do is to create a revolution where we are able to change the mindset of the Liberian people to say, look, for far too long, you've dealt with these people and you've gotten limited result, limited change. It's time you move away from there now into something that can help our nation to be able to get to where we want to see it. So COP is that institution that is birthed to create a revolution, to change the mindset of the people, to be able to refine the thinking of many Liberians and to achieve the Liberia that we want to see.
Thank you. I know this bring a lot of question to me and to other panelists on the show here this evening. But let me start from here by asking, are you sure that the Liberian people problems can be solved through COP?
I think he's getting delay in hearing us. Yeah, I think he's. I don't think. Can you hear me, Lorenzo?
Yeah, so let he try to rejoin us from that angle, and let's hear him. See you, welcome.
Thank you, thank you. I think this is interesting. I really hope that the internet will give him time for him to be able to join us, for us to get to know about, because to get to know about their party. I would want to know the leader, the structure of the party, their mission, their vision. I know he talked to you a little bit. I'm first time hearing about it, so we'll be happy to hear about it. A lot of people will be happy to know more about it. So the internet is, I don't know where is he. I know he was in Nimba uh, recently, so I don't know if he's still in Ganta or if he's back to Monrovia. So we hope to get him back here. But yeah, as I was saying, no, Alfonso was talking about denying someone the chance to use a silver compound. I don't know what the purpose of the silver compound, but you gotta remember now, the person that you deny access to is someone that is actually helping develop that same district. There's the man that is building a bridge in District 5 in the Pulade. And then there's a sitting lawmaker coming to your town. This is a man, a person that's also undertaking development in other parts of the country. A political leader for a political party. So as remote as District 5 is, you have someone who's coming with good intention to help, to visit you, and then the first impression you're giving him is to deny him access to a silver compound that other people use on a daily basis. I think that was a big mistake. The person who's behind that, there's no political justification for that. I think that's unfortunate. It was something that I heard that today. I've been trying to wrap my head around it. It doesn't make sense at all. And those who did it, the person that did it is not on the right track. No political reason for you to stop someone from using the silver compound. Now we may have to go back, maybe ask Alfonso then and Clinton then ask them what's the purpose of the silver compound? What is it there for? If you go back in history, other representatives before have come there from different parts of the country, senators that have come there during campaign time, and they have used it. I thought that place was for uplifting the face of District 5, where when we have major stakeholders from around the country or around the world come there, we use that venue to allow them to see the most beautiful part of District 5, instead of refusing someone from using it. That I think that's wrong, and the person who did that has to really give good justification of that. Welcome back, Chief. He is you can hear us now?
Apologies, guys. Apologies. Yeah, sure. I'm so sorry. The
No
internet
need
is
to.
really bad on my
Yeah,
end.
no need to. We understand.
Yeah,
I was asking you if you stay in Ganta or you back to Monrovia.
sure. No, I'm in Monrovia. I'm in the Tinkers Village, and
Oh, okay. Yeah, Junior, you can go ahead with your question. We understand. We totally understand. We just really great conversation. We are
yeah. So
hoping that internet
yeah,
will
what
behave.
was the
So
question again, Junior?
So my question was, do you think that the whole issue we have in Liberia right now, I know you touched on many of them, but do you think that Liberian people problem can be solved through the proposed COP? Wow. Are you guys hearing him?
No, not at all.
No. I think it'll be better in Cambu too because the internet is very good and playing.
Yeah, so I don't know what we're going to do right now.
Hey, I see something again. The better me only think of it. Go buto.
Let
But
how we don't just making
think of it. Think of it, Mr. Someone stay thinking. That be the SG there.
So, CEO, you were in flight there before the guests joined.
Yeah,
if we continue this way, I think maybe you have to get to them to switch between either of those companies and see what's going on.
Now, I said I'm going to have Mr. Wonwall maybe talk about what he knows based on his experience in the district there. How is that?
Yeah, actually, for me, the statutory superintendent, whom is the sewer compound. That the sewer compound, it need no other political activities there because it is a home of a government and no seated representative there. Those representatives from the district that are represented or in the capital, anytime they go, they want to meet the ground representative there, which is the statutory superintendent, that where they go to discuss governmental matters. The people from out, maybe community or other program people want to host there. Sometimes the statutory superintendent give them the go ahead to use it. But when it's political rally and other thing, it is description, or sometimes they deny you depending on the mandate you receive from your boss. Sometimes.
And who's the boss? Who's the boss? Who is his boss?
The boss should be, other than they are under the Ministry of Internal Affairs. And if information comes from the Ministry of Internal Affairs in the county, the head of the Ministry of Internal Affairs in the county is the superintendent. And from the superintendent, you also get the deputy minister of administration and other people, operation, and other people in the ministry. So if they get any information from the county that so and so political party want to use the sewer compound, sometimes they can call, they say, no, don't do that. It happen even at the superintendent, me say the administrative or in Senegal, they deny so many political parties. Even the late Prince Johnson wanted to use that place, they deny not to use it. The one in Senegal, they deny not to use it. He had to use the OEU turning point in Senegal there, and he left. And later on, they carry in Land Church. Even that same place he's talking about, they have been, some kind of tussle there between some political parties and the ruling government at the time, early time. So there have been series of issues on those kind of things happening in the country, which of course to me personally is not a good thing, but that's how it been in our country. Okay. That's how they people use the sewer compound for. They say not for a political rally, for governmental issues.
Thank you, Chief. We got our guests back, one of them back. Since they are struggling with internet, let's see if we can get to them and try to see. Get from there as much as we can. Adolfo, you can hear us?
Yeah, I'm managing to get you people, but then technical problem, I don't know what is the cause. The internet, it keeps fluctuating from my end.
Oh, use your cell phone, or using a cell phone or Lone Star?
Yeah, you coming in broken.
Oh, okay. So it's
hello, folks. Are you getting me?
We can hear you.
Yeah, so I'm in. Let's manage it the best way we can, but it's bad at my end, honestly.
Yeah, we'll start with you by asking for you to introduce yourself, tell the people who you are, your role in this new proposed political party. Since we have you in here.
Okay, so yeah, so thank you. The name remains Adolfo Move Forward. He's from Lofa County, serving as the National Secretary General of the Congress of the Liberian People Proposed Party. And with much ado, we say thank you for the invite.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Junior, I know
What's
you were in flight. Uh-huh.
we are
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
He's very broken from my end. I'm not hearing him. I don't
Yeah.
know whether it's
It's,
coming
it's the
from my
same
end.
thing. It's the same thing behind here. Internet is not behaving
Let,
well.
let's get
Yeah,
back to Mr.
let's
Suma.
and see. I don't know if it continues like this. I recommend that maybe we try to postpone them to another day.
Mr.
Mr.
Suma,
Suma, welcome back. Wow.
Yeah, Junior, what was the
So I'm not hearing them. See you. I don't know what is going on. I don't know whether it's from my end or it is from their end. I don't really know. I will suggest that you try to get to them and see if they can switch between those two GSM companies. If they are using Lone Star, let them switch to Orange and see. If they are also using Orange, let them switch to Lone Star, and let's see if we can try from that angle because we're not getting the information that we need from them. But let's go back to you, Afonso. You were in flight there.
Oh yeah, I was just giving some preview as to preview of what I know about the usage of those government facilities. Mainly when it comes to the civil compound that people can say civil compound administrative building. Like I said, those area are home of the government representative. So they will not allow they cannot allow those political activities to take place there only if they got an NGO or other organization in the community that want to use it. Sometimes they give it to them. That is non-political. Anything that is political, sometimes if they allow you, meaning you are aligning with them. If you are not aligning with them, they don't allow you. That's how it works. Yeah, that's how they've been doing it in Liberia. So it's not something strange. But for me, my problem lies with the president of the current representative of district number 7. At least they're supposed to have, seeing the president and fear him a bit and say, okay, I gave him that respect, not fear them, but gave him that respect a bit and say, okay, since the representative is there, let them have that day. Other than have that hour they want to have and then leave. I think you're going to be good. But that's how they've been doing it though.
Well, thank you for this thing. I'm a kind of little step back on it a little bit because the way in which we do politics in Liberia is quite unfortunate. You know, when they say government facility, it doesn't mean it belongs to specific individuals. Government is the people. We all contribute our taxes for those facilities to be built. So they are intended to be used by people. Now, if for any reason maybe the place is occupied, then you cannot give it to another person. But the fact that those people went there, cleaned up the place, and you're saying you are not aware, how can you not be aware that people are going to use the place, but these same people going to clean up the area, and you cannot stop them? And you let them clean the place in time for them to use it. You say there was no communication to you. I feel like many a times we become so entitled in Liberia. For example, you make a council, maybe let's say the principal of an institution, he believes that institution belongs to him. So he becomes so much entitled to the extent that if you are not addressing him certain ways, he feels disrespected. He feels like you are not entitled to use the facility at that institution. That's very unfortunate for us in this current dispensation of our politics. It's terrible. I mean, the Ministry of Internal Affairs and everybody ahead of handling government properties within the county, they need to do very well with them. Everybody will not agree on the same thing. And you will not expect everyone to build institutions like civil compound everywhere. No. The few that you have is meant for public use, not just government use.
Yeah,
But that's how we find ourselves. Adolphus is here. Adolphus, can Can you speak to us again and let's hear you? I think at this point we will have to see if we can reschedule them or something, because this is embarrassing. We cannot continue this way.
Adolphus, we can't hear you, so we'll reach out to you guys to see how we can reschedule that, because internet is it. You know, I'm gonna ask Alfonso may rename over, but the man I'm over there, so I can't ask him.
You see. You see, the CEO can always want the man who says somebody should go boot to it. You do ask, she can't ask him.
The man I'm over, so Adolphus, you can hear us?
Yeah, Junior, Junior, can you hear me?
Yeah, we are hearing you now, but can you turn on your camera and let's see?
Yeah, I'm trying to do that.
Okay, great. So it's I think it's much better now. Let's try again once more and see if we can we can get something from you. Just give us an entire history. Let's start back.
What was the question? What was the question again?
I want us to go back again, because since you have a good network now, let's go back. Give us the entire history behind this proposed political party, how far you've come with the establishment process when it comes to acquiring office space, the current structure, the leadership structure of the proposed political party, and all of that. Let's start from there, and then we can move forward.
Okay, thank you. So, like you said, it's a proposed political party, and so there are set criteria set by NEC for you to be able to establish a political party. And the very first thing that you also need to have is what you call the organizing committee, which is where we are right now in terms of leadership structure. So all of those you have in different positions are a member of the organizing committee that is made up of 15 persons. And that committee is the one steering the affairs of the proposed party and moving it towards getting accreditation from NEC. We've also been establishing structures across the country. If you've been following our page in Nimba, Bassa, and other places, because you need to have everyone also being involved with this. But why we are doing this is basically we want to create a generational change, because for far too long, Liberia has been stagnated. We've been stuck with what I would like to call the politicians of the old, those who just want to milk the country resources, and there is limited accountability, there is limited progress, limited development, and all of those things. So as young people and as patriotic Liberians, we've said to ourselves, look, even if you don't get involved with politics, politics is definitely going to get involved with your daily life. Transportation fare will affect you. The healthcare, the bad healthcare system will affect you. The bad roads will affect you. So the least you can do is to get involved with the system and be able to fix the system. Because it is believed in Liberia, and you will agree with me, Junior, that politics is meant for the greedy, the corrupt. And as an institution, we think it's about time that we change that narrative and show that good people can be involved with politics. And for the country to work, we need the right people, patriotic people, people who care about Liberia's development rather than putting money in their pocket. We need them to serve in government to be able to ensure that we get Liberia to where we want to see it. So those are the things that are driving us. And one thing I would like to put out there, before I take a pause, Junior, is that we are not an institution being created to primarily win elections. Winning election is one of those things, but like I always say to people, what we will be remembered for is for the generational change that we will create. And that is getting rid of the old politicians, getting rid of those who don't really care about Liberia, but just want to be recircled, so you get them jumping, or you have them jumping from one political party to the other, simply because they want to fit within the system and benefit from the system. We will be remembered for putting a stop to that and educating our people that there are better options. Thank you.
One may say these kind of brilliant ideas can still work without, creating another political party and having the influx of political party across the country. You could still get engaged or get involved by joining another political party and putting forth these ideas. Why propose your own political party?
Okay, so Junior, yes, the first thing that we need to know, right? Every single political institution that is formed, there is a primary reason for which that political institution is being formed, right? The CDC was formed primarily to make George Weah president. I'm not going to join the CDC to fulfill the interests of George Weah. CDC achieved that already when Weah served for the very first term. So what it means for them is that they've achieved, the reason for which they were created. The Unity Party, you have warring faction people coming together to form the Unity Party. And it was basically created out of power greed to take state power, to make Madame Sirleaf also president, to fulfill that long dream of becoming the first female president. They've also achieved that. And over the 12 years of Madame Sirleaf, they failed. The point I'm trying to make is that all of those different institutions that you have, Junior, you have the very same recycled politicians with ill intention for the country being a part of them. There is no way you are going to have well-meaning Liberians seeing the need to be a part of those movements with the mindset we are going to refine or change those things, because it's indoctrinated in them. It's their foundation. It's how they are being built. So what happens is that when you find good people going, to those institutions, they get corrupt, because those things are what they stand for. That's the foundation. So it's easier for them to recircle themselves, where you will find a politician leaving from CDC to the Unity Party, from the Unity Party to the CDC, and so on and so forth. If we want to create a change, if we want to have a legitimate third option, then we need a party that is independent in terms of thinking, in terms of ideology. And one thing you need to understand also, Junior, is that to be a part of a political movement, it means that your ideology needs to align. You need to agree on principles, right? And we don't agree with the principles and ideologies of those people. We are not just going to support a political party just for the sake of supporting a political party, or maybe because, you are interested in getting certain level of benefit. And at the end of the day, those institutions do not care about the living condition of the people. They do not care about the well-being of the people. You also agree with me, Junior, that for the last 20 years or so, the material condition of the people can be placed upon the CDC and the Unity Party. Now, the primary question we need to ask ourselves then is, what has been the change? We've had Unity Party for 12 years. Now they're serving another 6. We've had the CDC for 6 years. What has been the improvement in the living condition of the people to even motivate anyone to say, I want to be a part of this political movement, I want to be a part of this political agenda? And just to conclude, right, every single opposition party that you have going in collaboration with the CDC right now, I can tell you those are belly-driven individuals. Those are individuals that basically just care about power. Because just 3 years ago, those very same people were in the opposition criticizing the CDC. They demonized the CDC. They tied the drug issue to the CDC. They labeled the CDC as the most corrupt institution ever. And I agree with those things. So what has changed over the last 3 years that quite recently we saw in Grand Jide, every one of them coming together to now rally around the CDC? We will not subscribe to that kind of ideology. So just to your question again, to be a part of a political movement, Junior, you need to agree on principles and ideology. Those things need to align. And as a patriotic Liberian, my conscience cannot serve me right being a part of any of those belly-driven individuals.
If successfully established, this will be my last question in this round, and we go to the CEO and I found. So if successfully established, what different method will this proposed Congress for the Liberian People Party bring to the current political dispensation of Liberia?
Okay, thank you. So, Junior, the fundamental problem with Liberia right now, right? It's civic education. I normally tell people that the problem is not primarily those we have in leadership. The problem is the people themselves. Understanding the power they hold, and also understanding the importance of making the right decision. So what we are going to do, what we are going to prioritize is firstly refining the mind of our people, right? Because a refined mind can then create a refined and a better country. So if we are able to educate our people, if we are able to change the way they think, the way they view Liberia, then we are able to make Liberia better. To give you a practical example, Junior, if you ask every and any Liberian right now, Do you want to be in Liberia? They will tell you no. If you have a traveling opportunity, they want to travel. The simple reason for that is because they believe that bread and butter is not available for them here. But if we're able to create a society where we prioritize local businesses, we prioritize Liberian-owned businesses, we are able to invest in our local economy, we are able to give Liberians the space to thrive. We believe that the country is going to work and those people will want to stay. If we educate people on the rule of law, we are going to have a country that works. So the primary thing that any institution needs to do, right, is to firstly focus on refining the mind of the people. That is why at COP, we have a specific position, a specific role that we call the Vice Chair for Civic Education. And our message basically is not like what you will find at any regular political party. Our message is not vote for us, vote for us. Our message is making the people understand the effect and repercussion of their decision making and understanding the power that they hold. Now, Junior, yes, this analysis, right? You will have a man living in District 10, and he will leave from District 10 and go to District 15 through trucking to go and vote. Right? And then you come back to live in District 10. In your absence, they elected a lawmaker for you that is not in your interest. But you sit in District 10, you complain every day that the district is not working. But when it was time to make decision, you left because of $20 to go to another district and create problem there for the people there. So the problem is with the mindset. There are too many things we can point to show why the country is not working and how we are going to fix it. But the first thing you need to start with, Junior, is refining and changing the mind of our people through civic education and letting them understand the power that they hold and the power of their decision making.
Thank you very much. Again, if you just joined us here tonight on the show, we are hosting folks from the proposed Congress of Liberian People's Party. They join us here tonight on the show to discuss their party, the aim, the objective, and what they stand for in Liberia. CEO, welcome. Let's hear you on this round.
Yeah, thank you so much, Iran. So I really hope and pray that the internet doesn't interfere, because your deliberation is very good, but the internet keep messing up there, and I will keep my finger crossed and pray that it stays that way. But welcome to the show again. Nice meeting you on here. Hopefully this is not your last time. We hope to have you going forward in the future. My question to you is about your party. You know, historically in Liberia, political parties are built around individuals. I mean, you can see, maybe with the exception of very few, maybe we can say UP, but CDC, I mean, the list goes on and on. What makes your party a little different, all different from those same things that we've seen over and over, where they build a political party around an individual, and when that individual leaves the political scene, that political party dies? Is your party a little different from that? If so, what are you doing to make that different?
Sure. Okay, so am I audible?
Yes, you are. You are audible.
Agree. So yes, the first thing that I would like to touch on, right? COP is not a typical Liberia political movement, right? And when we do receive our certificate, we are not going to operate like every other political party. Right from the get-go, we have a structure that is very different from what you have around Liberia. But this is what I would like to say. At COP, we are more of a people-centered movement than an individual-centered institution. That is why you have COP logo on almost everything that we do, because COP is not trying to make an individual president. COP is trying to create a generational shift. And there are a lot of things that, if you look at other political institutions, there are a lot of things they've created to keep certain group of people in a bracket. And we said no to that. So within COP structure, basically, we have what we call the cells. Right. Then we have the branches, right? So the cells basically are formed at the community level. So it means everyone have the opportunity to serve within leadership within COP. So from your cell, to the branches and all of those things. But most importantly about COP is we don't have this thing you call youth league. Women League, chairman on casualty, chairman on entertainment. The reason we think most political institutions create those things is to keep those people in a bracket. Because if you even look at the EC structure, the executive committee structure of those different parties, you will have just maybe 1 or 2 persons from the youth league at the highest decision-making body. It's because they want to keep, whether be it the women, the youth, in a separate group, singing Amanda Awetu for them. So you don't call those things people-centered. It's a strategy to keep certain people in certain area where you keep singing battle cries, you keep raising Amanda Awetu, while a very few people or handful of belly-driven politicians are reaping, from the national cake, are very much making themselves rich from our country, while you sit there in youth league, in women league, singing Amanda Awetu. So our structure is very much different. Every single person have the chance to serve as a leader within CUP. We are created we're created in a way where you don't need to have youth league, women league, chairman on casualty for us to be able to function, or for us to be able to operate. So even from the level of the cells, from the level of the branch, the people themselves can be able to champion this cause that we've undertaken and be able to help to create the change that we want to see. So we are quite different from what you have as a typical Liberian party.
A follow-up to that. So what's the current leadership structures like? Do you have anyone that is up there with, like the political? I know from what you say, it doesn't look like it, but from what we've seen before, any political leader or the current proposed political leader, so to speak?
Okay, so at this point, we are a proposed political party. And to have a political leader, what it means is that you should go to a convention, and then the convention will give rise to the political leader being elected, to serve as standard bearer for the party for the upcoming elections. And we are yet to go to convention. So we don't have a political leader at this point, but we have what we call the organizing committee, which is a prerequisite by NEC for you to be able to receive your accreditation. And so that is what we have, the organizing committee, which I'm a member of, and Mr. Singbe is a member of, and the rest of the other 13 persons that make up the 15-man organizing committee, acting in those positions until we go to convention.
And no specific head for the organizing committee, everyone at the same vertical level?
No, so the head of the organizing committee is the acting chairman.
And who is it? Who's the acting chairman?
Mr. John Silly Singbe.
Oh, gotcha. All right. So thank you again. I'm enjoying the conversation, man. Hopefully, you're using Lone Star or cell phone. It should be here tonight because I'm enjoying the conversation. And then my last question before I go to my colleague here. You've been in a couple of counties. You were in Nimba recently and all over the place trying to get things together here. What has been your challenge so far? Because as you know, people in Liberia now are somehow becoming, fatigue when it comes to the proliferation of political parties, new parties coming in. What has been your challenge or some of the challenges thus far?
So I think the major challenge with the problem that we face right now is getting our people to see beyond just the CDC and Unity Party. The situation in Liberia, Alvin, when you talk to a lot of people, they tell you, look, there are only 2 prominent political parties, so we don't have any other option. That's the mindset of most of the Liberians you talk to. So what they will tell you is it's either the United Party win or the CDC win, so we have no choice than to vote for any of those 2 parties, because they think that if you consider a third alternative, then you're wasting your vote, because in their mind, those institutions are definitely not going to win. And this is what we've been telling them. Like I said, the problem is with refining the mind of the people. So they need to understand firstly that the CDC and the United Party are popular simply because we make them. Without the support of the people, you can't have the CDC and the United Party.
Internet can misbehave. Yeah, internet is about to misbehave. And I'm enjoying the conversation. This is a good one to have. I like his perspective. I like his approach to the thing.
You really have to come back because it almost like my time they internet signal. They told you, I mean, I said if I were them.
Yeah, man. You know, the brother was in Dubai recently, and they did that thing. But internet is frustrating over there. I don't know why it's doing
I
that.
hope Mr. Suma come back because I just simple questions. You know, short want to.
Shut on, and
Yeah,
no short question at the night. But yeah, it's
no,
a great show. It's a great show, guys.
my short question is a technical short question. So
Yeah.
because I know Mr. Suma, that's why.
Yeah. Oh, you know him, man?
Yeah, I know Mr. Suma.
Oh, okay, got you. Yeah, you know, he's very eloquent. I have to say
No,
that.
he's good. He's good.
He's good. The man
Mr.
is good.
Suma,
He's
my man Stambula from Kimo, I know him, man.
Well, man, you're a political man. But on a serious note, though, Liberia today, there has been so much going on today in Liberia. A lot of news, a lot of breaking news, a lot of different news there. I know while we are with Mr. Soma to come back on and continue his deliberation that I'm actually enjoying. You know, it has got me interested in learning about their party there. So the court ordered arrest of all 15 jurors involved with jury tampering in the former minister Tue case. That's very interesting from what I've been reading, and also according to Mr. Tue's lawyer, that's the first time in history. You know, we stand to check that and double check on that. But he said that's the first time in our country history that when it comes to that part of it. But on the flip side, too, the former minister vowed that he's not going to submit to no Supreme Court process. In fact, he instructed his legal team to do nothing with the Supreme Court thing. So he's fighting back. He's saying that he's not going to do. All he knows is he's a free man, and he has been set free by the law, and he's not going to subject himself to any of that. But also to add to that, CDC, his party they have also stated that the order, anything that has to do with rearresting Samuel Tue will be resisted, right? So it's going to be interesting to watch. They are saying that it's not going to happen.
Thank God. Yeah, thank God we got a platform. We'll be following there. I see that expressing our views on the platform, but I know, yeah, I hope he come back.
Yeah,
I know no individual can fight government. So somebody say he cannot submit to Supreme Court. Or Supreme Court get order tomorrow. He will be the first man ahead of the state security. So all that he's saying, I hope he not escape over there though. Because somebody is bad. Okay.
How you doing, Chief? Yeah, but man, we enjoying the show. But the folks that
I'm hoping that we can also reschedule another time too, so we can have a more good conversation that interrupted. But as I was saying, right, Alvin. So a lot of Liberians have created that mindset that the only alternative is the CDC and the Unity Party, and if you support a third option, then you're just wasting your vote. So the real work and the real challenge now is in changing their mindset. That is why I said earlier that COP will be remembered for the generational change we create through civic education and making the people understand their true power. Because the reality here is the CDC and the Unity Party are only popular because we make them, because the people choose to support them. If the vast majority of the people wake up and say, look, enough is enough. We're tired of playing ball between the both of you and getting no results. And it's time that we prioritize our third options. I can tell you for free, the United Party and the CDC will definitely not win. So they are only popular because of the people. So if the people themselves fail to understand the power they hold, then that's the real problem. And that's the mindset now that we are trying to change. We're trying to educate the people to say, look, if you've identified that the CDC failed you, if you identify that the Unity Party failed you, because here's the thing, right? Madam Salif, 12 years was a failure. I can say that anytime and any day. Madam Salif campaigned to end nepotism. Madam Salif stood on the shoulders of fighting corruption. But we saw nepotism doing the Madam Salif government. She had her son at Central Bank. She had Robert Salif breaking down the car. Corruption was at its peak. And out of anger, the Liberian people said, look, we are going to move away from you and we are going to give the CDC, whose primary goal was to make George Weah president. So we would try the Labour because the Labour got the country at heart. And so they decided to put him there. And you will also agree with me that the 6 years of the CDC was a total failure. Too many mysterious deaths, insecurity, to the extent that the president looked at us and said, look, we need to be our own security. Are you for real? When the job of every government is to provide security for its people, but you're asking the Liberian people to be their very own security. And so out of anger, with the rising drug issue also, we said, look, we're going to vote the CDC out. But the irony there is, who do we put there? The Liberian people said the very same Unity Party. And this is the Unity Party that 12 years ago, before the CDC 6 years, we got rid of because of corruption. So why do you think that they've automatically changed? The very same CDC that we took out of power 3 years ago is now in the conversation to come back 2029. What has changed? So the real issue here, especially when it comes to reaching out to our people, getting them to buy into a third option, which is the Congress of the Liberian people, is firstly making them to understand the power that they hold. Because if you understand that your living condition have not improved under the Unity Party 12 years, it did not improve under the CDC 12 years, it is not going to even improve under the final 3 years of this current Unity Party government, there is no need for you to even consider Unity Party for a second term or consider the CDC for another term. It's upon you now to rally around a viable option, which is the Congress of the Liberian people, and then we create the change that we want to see. And even if one might say, okay, then what about the ANC? What about the CMC? Now, Alvin, let's be real with ourselves. It's the very same recycled politicians from the CDC, from the Unity Party that you have in all of those different institutions. The current chairman of the ANC is a founding member of the CDC. His ideology, his doctrine is from the CDC. Right?
Yeah.
I don't want to go to the CMC issue because I know, Alvin, that's your political leader, that your man, right? I don't want to talk about the LFA issue with your man.
Hold on. Oh, man. No.
Talk about the World Fund issue with your man. We don't want to go there.
No.
There is a need for genuine change. And that change is not going to happen from any of those guys. It's not. And so we can't just sit back anymore and say, look, things are going to get better all by themselves. Every one of us need to get involved with politics, because if we don't, politics will get involved with us. It will get involved with our future. So our goal, Alvin, just to answer your question again, what is the challenge we've been facing and what are we doing? The major challenge is refining the mind of our people, making them understand the power that they have. And that is what we've been doing everywhere we go. Our message is not vote for us, vote for us. We've never gone anywhere and tell anybody vote for us or told anyone and say, look, vote for us. No, our message is always on civic education, the power of the people, how can we make Liberia better, and proposing our ideology to them. Thank you.
If CEO, I know you want
to man, me, I gotta.
But you gotta receive it. You gotta receive it. You gotta give it that talk.
First of all, I want you to come back. So we can really have good conversation. To be honest, I'm actually enjoying it, as I stated earlier. And we are a new platform. As you see, we are growing. We got different people here, folks from different backgrounds, Unity Parties, CDC. We got even my man Kalasco on here. We got a lot of people on here. So they come in here and there. So hopefully you can get us someone from your proposed party to be on here and try to talk to the people. Well, for disclaimer there, Mr. Bilete is my friend, my big brother. I'm not a CMC person, I just want to make that clear. I know you touched that a little bit, but no, I'm not part of any political party. He's my big brother, but I'm not part of his party. But yeah, overall, over to you. But I actually like your deliberation, and so it's really
thank you. My man, farmer was supposed to go on a farm, so
yeah,
let's give him.
Yeah, I get my 25 minutes left. Okay, let me. My brother and friend, Soma, welcome to the show. This is our show. This is your show. Feel at home anytime. I just want to ask you some simple questions. And the first thing, let me know firstly if you are or if you were a member of a political party before, and if yes, which political party and what is your current status in that party? And if no, then why? And the second
Okay,
thing,
so
so, and the follow-up to
mhm.
that would be, can you please tell us the actual vision bearer of your corp?
Okay, so I was a member of another political party, right? Before coming to COP, I was a member of the ANC. Interestingly, I was also on the official campaign team for the collaborating political party, and I was on that campaign team as vice chair for what we call the SMART team. So the SMART team was the team handling media for the ANC and the collaborating political party. But why did I leave, right? And that's a very good question. Like I said initially when we talked about why political parties are created, don't get me wrong, Mr. Combs is an amazing individual, a man with a great vision to transform Liberia. But the problem when the party or when any party ideology to what draw people to it, right, starts to change, there is a need for people who have Liberia at heart to leave. I'm a patriotic Liberian, and Liberia comes first to me before any political party. The ANC has drifted from its initial ideology. I can say that any day and any time. I think majority of the people around Mr. Cummings are now starting to corrupt him and make him into the typical Liberian politician. When I say the typical Liberian politician, I mean the one that are willing to go to bed with the devil. You know, like current President Bouakai said, he would dance with the devil, even if it means to get to power. And then when you reach, you can turn the devil away. You can never sign a deal with the devil and still don't owe a certain level of commitment to the devil. I don't think you can go in bed with the devil and just leave the scene. Right? And that's the reality. And so when this individual who criticized, when this party that criticized the CDC starts to go to Grand Jide, starts to attend the CDC's event on the basis of opposition solidarity, I think it defeats the purpose for which you even criticize those political institutions, you know, in the first place. And my conscience as a patriotic Liberian will not serve me right being there. Like I said, for COP, everyone at COP, I know this for a fact, we are not after political recognition. We are not after political favors. So if it was just for benefits and favor, we could have gone to any of those political institutions. We could have sang songs of praises for the ruling establishment. But it's about creating genuine change. And so when the party's ideology starts to drift away from the interests of the people, starts to go to dancing in bed and laying in bed with the devil simply because you want to obtain state power, we think that you still owe some level of responsibility to those people. You're just going to have recircle politicians doing the very same thing they are doing to keep our country backward. So as someone with Liberia at heart, I couldn't see myself being there anymore, and I thought to leave.
Thank you, thank you. Let me get my second question because I wanted to know your startup from the beginning because I know you personally, but maybe you don't know me. But let me go with my question. You know, you may mention in all your deliberation, recycle politician, recycle politician. I don't know whether you are now one of those recycle politicians because you were part of the party. Too many party also have position, all of doing the campaign and all that stuff, and coming back calling people recycle politician. To me, I think you got almost in the same shoe coming from that side to also form another party. I think it's the same thing of being recycled. But let me get to the real point. Many devils come on stage to dance with different momentum when depending on the sound or the drum. You're coming on stage as different politicians with different ideology. What will make the Liberian people feel that your ideology is not ideology that will be picked from the previous political party you serve?
Say that again, Alfonso. Say that again.
like I said, many, politicians in our country, you are one of those now because you took part in all the political activities in our country. And the devil you see when they come on stage, they dance according to the momentum of the drum sound. So sometimes when they come, how will the Liberian people believe that your ideology, your current ideology to political institution is different from the past ideology you had in all of political parties? How do Liberian people know that?
Yeah, your question made a minute to internet to go.
Yeah, I think we lost him again.
Yeah,
But
my question.
I've got his question.
Now my question. See
I've got his
you. See you.
While we
See
still
you.
with him to join us.
Yeah, he was still
I want to
John,
ask
but you answer. I know John pick some kind of thing from my question. As he want ask, I know that ball. That ball, a bad ball.
No, I want to go straight to something different.
You're waiting
I'm
for
not
five
always saying here. What I want to say, I'm not always saying that.
I never see you. I never see you. I see you when you want reject when you want reject anything. As soon as you put it up where you call it on your side a little or you say clarity.
Oh, but no. The man, that man first on the show because I think
you just tell me see you and just blinking you see there.
I don't think he was in the back. He heard me talk about.
I'm just kidding. I can engage issue.
Yeah. So I think he heard me talk about.
Someone king Nima Lion Quaidera, so talking the boy at all, the boy talking.
Yes, but he's good. I'm enjoying the show, and I think he's doing well.
What one message? I want to ask this question. I don't want to make it look personal. I don't want to make the person look guilty or anything. But I want to make this
But you
disclaimer.
can ask the question after in the main option now. Well, that man kind of ask the question.
No, it's I think it's not about him. It's more about us here for us to have our opinion on it.
But
all right, thank you. He's back.
He's coming. My brother around. Don't worry.
Well, we will
I'm back.
Someone he didn't get my question clear.
No,
let me just. You want me to call it short?
I got the first part right,
and
I was waiting for the second, but just to respond to what you said, because it's key that we provide those education, especially when I keep saying recircle politician, right? I've never worked in government. I've never, held any position in government. I've never supported any political institution with the mindset that, I want certain position in government. So to an extent, the material condition of our people cannot be, pointed out to me or any other individual at call, right? The people we consider as those recircle politicians, those are people who have served in government, but they switch to the next ruling party simply because they want to be a part of those that are sharing the national cake. So we can name a few, but I'm not going to call names. You and I, we know those individuals, right? We know the ones that have left from the CDC. We know the ones that are now with the Unity Party. They are building headquarters, for the Unity Party to make individual presidents and stuff and all of those things, right? So those are people you call recycle politicians because those are just belly-driven individuals. You can criticize the ideology of a person, and those ideologies have now been changed, and then all of a sudden you now support the person simply because it meets your political interests. We need to wake up from those, petty politics as a people and understand that those people are just playing ball among themselves, and nothing is going to change. So, Alfonso, I'm not a recycle politician. When we come out the opportunity to serve this country, and when we have served, when we leave office, we are not going to join any party that do not align with our ideology. Definitely, you will not see me with CMC or CDC ideology is far different from mine.
Thank you. Thank you. John, I tell
Is
you
that,
what you can ask him. Yeah.
thank you. I listened to you, Mr. Soma. I've listened to you. You speak highly of civic education, and it seems to be like one of the strengths of this proposed political party is civic education. One may say, why go to establish a political party when you believe in civic education instead of just opening an organization or maybe creating a civil society group that will focus on civic education?
Okay, so Junior, this is the thing, right? When you've refined the mind of the people, when you've opened their eyes to the reality, the question now becomes, who do we put there? We cannot put Thomas Fala there. We cannot go back and put Jeremiah Kuhn there. You cannot go back and put Samuel Koga there. Those are the very same people. So then when you've liberated the people, when you've educated them, when you've given them the most powerful tool that they can have, which is knowledge to understand their true power, they now need a very good option, an option they can trust, an option that is willing to fight corruption, an option that is willing to make Liberia work. And that is where we come in. Junior, our country population,
you just
right?
told us here tonight on the show that your aim and objective is not, making president. You don't believe in that scenario. How do we narrow down those two thoughts?
Primarily is not to win elections. That is not our goal. Remember, I told you earlier, every political institution is formed with a specific goal in mind. The CDC was just to make George Weah president and so on and so forth. Our primary goal is not to win election. Our primary goal is to refine the minds of our people. The winning election part will come later. It will come after. And when it do come, the people will need options. They will need options that they can trust. And that is
now. Are you aware? Are you aware of the national election? Are you aware of the national election law of 2014? Speaking of the 2%, that a political party who is participating in the election should have 2%, or should have certain number of representatives representing the political party at both the Senate and the House of Representatives. Are you aware of that law?
Yeah, sure, we are.
So if that's the case, now I want to bring you to this issue. What is the take of the proposed COP? What are you guys thinking of this law? Because your ideology is not to produce president, and I think it will also narrow down to not producing representative that you've not nurtured them about your philosophy.
Don't get it. Don't misquote me. I did not say, right, we are not looking to produce president. I said our primary goal is not to go and win elections. We will win election, but that is not our primary goal. We are not funded specifically just to win elections. We are being formed to create a generational change. So subsequently, definitely, when we go to the 2029 election, trust me, we are going to win. But our primary goal is not to win elections, right? We are not going to be judged by the amount of seats that we win, or even by the fact that we win the presidency. We are going to be judged by the generational change, the shift in a mindset that we've created. That is just what I want you to understand. So don't misquote me to say, oh no, we won't have a candidate in the race. We will. And that candidate will win. Now, here's the thing, right? We love the fact that we are an underdog in the electoral process, or we will be an underdog in the electoral process when we do get our accreditation. We love that fact, Junior, because we know the level of work we are doing. Data tells us that over 75% of our country's population are young people. And our message resonates with that 75%, or a huge portion of that 75%. Trust me, it will be a very shocking result in 2029 when the numbers starts to come in, because we know that the message we're preaching is resonating with a huge portion of the vast majority of the people who are being neglected, who have been underrepresented in national discussions, in national leadership spaces, who to an extent are making up a huge amount of the unemployment rate. We are moving towards those people, and our message are resonating with them. So Junior, you can consider us the underdog, right, going towards 2029. But when we shall have concluded creating a shift and a change in mindset, I can tell you for free, when the numbers are coming in, you will give me a call to tell us congratulations, my brother.
Thank you. I agree with one of your policy, the one you said, the reshuffling of Liberian politician. I think there's something I have told many people. In my opinion, those people who have been serving Liberia from 2005 up to present, we don't need them again anymore. We need new breed of people because they've tried their best, but our best is not enough for the Liberian people. So I agree with that philosophy. I wish you all the best. I hope and pray that you succeed in this endeavor. The fact that you believe in civic education is one of the greatest things of all time, because here I am today. I'm one of the victims of civic education. I can tell anybody I was not taught civics. I was taught general governance. I was only told that Liberia has 3 branches of government. That was it. Nobody tells me how these 3 branches of government, how can a citizen, balance the 3 branches of government? But they just give us the broad narrative of them. So I wish you all the best, my brother. I wish you all the best in this endeavor. And I will hope and pray that we reschedule here once you guys have gotten your accreditation from the National Election Commission. For now, you, and turn over to the CEO.
Yeah, again, thank you so much, my brother. I'm so sorry, or we apologize to our viewers for the internet that was breaking in there. Imagine if you had come clear from the beginning, it would have been really, really nice. But that being said, like you already stated, we look forward to rescheduling, because this is just a prelude to what to come, right? You will come back, hopefully, when the internet is all settled, to be able to talk to our people. As you know, we have our listener, most of them in Nimba and around the world, in the diaspora, but Nimba specifically. So you are speaking to a really good block of voters there. So talking to people of Nimba is not, I don't think it's a bad thing for a proposed political party with a bunch of a lot of young people there. So we'll look for, I will connect with you behind the scene, try to get your number. We'll talk, reschedule, and then try to have more publicity, and then try to bring you on for us to have a really good show again, to talk to our people, and not just once, but going forward. And we'll also welcome you on the show too as well, not just to be a panel guest, but once in a while when you're free, you can jump in. We bring a lot of stakeholders on here. The last time we hosted Senator Snow, we bring Honorability, Honorable Koga. I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on. So a lot of stakeholders come on here. I think it would be a good idea to come on and question some of them and get your point across. But I want to say thanks for coming. I enjoy the show. I really do. It's just the internet disrupted that a little bit, and your man was not able to join. Your colleague was not able to join because of the internet disruption there. But we apologize to our viewers. We'll bring Mr. Suma back here in the future, not too distant future, maybe sometime next week, to continue on the show. But I want to say thanks to you. I enjoy your deliberation. It was clear, and I also wish you all the best. So I think with that, we'll just have you in 2-3 minutes, give us a parting comment, and then we'll try to host you again next week.
Okay, CEO, thank you for the invitation. It has been an amazing time, even though we've had internet issues. But I'm actually hoping that we can reschedule this, to have a more impactful conversation, because what we say is also very much important, because there are a lot of people following this platform, and so it's good to get the message out there to them. But just for a parting comment, I would like to say this, right? History only remembers those that take a bold step to create change. When the likes of Kwame Nkrumah saw the need to struggle for Ghana's independence, I believe a lot of people consider him to be joking, to be an idiot, to be foolish. Even when the likes of Nelson Mandela saw the need for South Africa to be free from apartheid regime, a lot of people, laugh those things off. So that might be the case with this, right? A lot of people might say, oh, they're just doing this because they want to get certain level of political favor, or they want to be factored in. And I always like to say this. If you look at the resume at everyone at COB, especially those in the organizing committee, those are high-level professionals that can be factored in any system if they want to be. We are not trying to get factored in. And one thing we want to say, especially to the Liberian people, is you won't have us going into any collaboration or coalition that does not meet the interests of the Liberian people or does not align with our ideology. So we are not just another political institution that is trying to be a part of the power that be. No, we are that institution that is trying to create a generational change. So we are not seeking favor or recognition from anyone or from any power that be. So we will definitely not dance with the devil or go in bed with the devil simply because we want to obtain any level of political prominence or state power. We think it is time that those level of politics, those kinds of politics change, and we are going to stand for that change. We are going to be the viable opposition option for the Liberian people and the institution that prioritize the interests and the needs of the Liberian people. Thank you so much, Junior, for having me. Thank you, CEO. Alfonso, it was nice meeting you guys, and we look forward to another engagement.
Thank you, bro.
Thank you, Chief. Hosting you again in the future.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Alfonso, man, thank you for coming. We'll miss you, man. I know you gotta go do your overtime.
How you know that? How you know that overtime?
Because you finish putting 80 hours a week already, so like that, they might go to that.
John, don't worry, you're putting hour. Don't worry on me. You're putting hour here, John.
So as I was saying earlier, a lot of things happening today in Liberia, and we'll try to bring some experts on here this week. I think we are some people that are major stakeholders who are into this. We'll try to get some of them. I'm working to see if we can get Senator Snow to come back on here to talk to us, because he's been one of those who has been. Honorable Gray, Carlos Gray also should be one of our be our guest. I'm hoping to bring him on Thursday. And the list goes on and on. So by the end of this week, we'll have a lot of folks, movers and shakers, the folks who are into this whole drugs thing. We'll bring people on here to talk about it in detail. But my closing comment and concern will be what happened to the $19 million drug case. I think the new one that happened today is somehow overshadowing what happened before. From my sources, from what I'm hearing, what I'm gathering, names that are being called, and the names that are being called, again, everything pointing to a place that people may not be happy with. So the $19 million drug, the way it was treated is a little different as compared to the rest of the drugs bust. This one, we can see the two guys, the Spanish guy and the guy from Colombia. They went to the house there, they did all that thing and all that stuff. So there's a lot of questions, and one of the things that I have questions for that I've been looking at is, where is the LDA boss or the acting boss, whatever it is? Where is he in all of this? The IG now is the one that is running everything. Yeah, the IG was at
that is serious.
Yeah, the IG was at the.
That's a question.
That question, yeah, it's glaring. So the IG was at the drug bust today. The IG went to the police area. He did an interview. IG is doing everything. Where is the LDA boss? We're talking about drugs. Remember now, there was news out there that alleged that the driver, the LDA boss driver, was also part of he was implicated in $19 million stuff. And since that time, the LDA boss has been incognito, has gone incognito. He has not been active in everything. So I don't know if the high work in Liberia, but in the US here, Alfonso, when things happen, you'll see people from different department will come when it comes for press conference. Folks from here and there do okay, but only the IG speaking to everything now. So it's concerning. That's one of my major concern there. Where is he in all of this? And then two, the way in which they are treating the other drugs that they are busting out, it was not the same way they treated the folks in the $19 million drugs stuff. In fact, the people that I would name, most of them out of the country now. So it's concerning. We'll bring people on here this week to discuss that in detail. I know tonight we just had our guests and the internet was giving problem. But tomorrow we'll try to get people who are experts in this field. I'll try to reach out to my friend, what's his name, Lieutenant Alfred Johnson. He wrote an article about this recently. I'll try to get his expert opinion to come on here tomorrow to talk to us about, some of the legal law enforcement aspect of it, and then we'll go from there. But that, for me, just a layman, that's just my question I have. Why is the LD boss? Why is the IG doing everything?
We need to ask that question.
Before you go, CEO, I know, like you said, it's very glaring, but I want to ask this question. It's very personal, and I want to get your advice to young people, many young people nowadays, from the issue of Finna Bono. What's your advice to people who are serving in government that believe that, okay, we've arrived to the gate of heaven, we're not leaving this place anymore. After here, we're just entering heaven and start eating in paradise?
I can tell people all the time, for me, I was not young when things happened during the war, right? Back when the war started, when we grew up there, when they had the caught in the rebel and all those things, most of the folks came from our own district, from where we're from, District 5. The men that were enjoying themselves, man. The men, some of them 4, 5 women in the cars all over the place and everything, doing things to their own brothers, doing all kinds of stuff. And they never expected that we were going to be to where we are today. And most of those guys, they are unrecognizable now. So it's a pattern. Then the folks that took over when Charles Taylor was there, after he left, we saw what happened. Ellen King, the same thing. CDC left, and then we got UP back again, the same thing. So it all goes to say that government comes and go, but your reputation stay, and the way you treat people also stay, and there has to be some type of patriotic behavior to your family, your country, respect the country, and think about it. It goes also that the lack of civics being taught in school also has a major role in that. When you go to countries like Ivory Coast, even the country that we live in here today, in the US, the Americans would disagree on everything. On a lot of things, you see them disagreeing, you'll be surprised. But when it comes to the interests of the United States of America, they all go together. So my advice to young people who are in leadership today, not even young people, even the old one, the older one, that is to know that there is tomorrow. There will always be tomorrow. Even if it's not you, your children, your grandkids, the people will see them tomorrow and say, "Oh, that Alfonso children here." When Alfonso was the representative for the district, he did this. When Alfonso was deputy minister, this is what he did. He never looked back and this and that. All his name is being implicated in so many things. Sadly, for me, I think that the drugs thing too is really scary. Liberia is small, tiny country, but it's strategically located. That's why the cartels are using Liberia now as a transit from Liberia to Europe. Is not far. Look at the amount of drugs that they are doing. So I also believe that there are bigger hands behind these drugs. There's no way the amount of drugs, not just weed or anything, but the amount of cocaine that we are seeing in our country is being funneled through there by just one better man of PC picking that doing that. It's not possible. And then remember now, Colombia, one of the guys they caught today is a Colombian. And we all know what Colombia history is when it comes to drugs, cocaine. So in a small country, people looking for food to eat, people looking for the country LEC going. Look at we had our guests here, the internet just tripping here and there. the security system, and then we got now, instead of us fighting poverty, now we're about to start fighting drugs. And that thing is addictive. Drugs cartel is not something that is small. It's not easy. America that we live in today is still struggling with that, still fighting it. And then imagine Liberia. So to answer your question, summarizing it, I would say those that are enjoying themselves, if they consider that enjoyment, money, wealth that they are accumulating overnight, they should think about tomorrow. There's always tomorrow. Not everything is about money. Money is not all to life. Reputation, honesty, integrity, and love for country, patriotism. Those are things that will go a long way, even after we leave this earth.
Yeah,
Thank you, CEO.
and so John, to add up to CEO, I want for this to be
You
on
you
record.
doing your party and your recommendation, right?
Yeah. I want for this to be, like on record, and also a precedent for any government to come to say yes, as long as the past government prosecuted people who were allegedly corrupt or caught in the corruption web, we too going to do same to them. When that happens, every government that come to power, the officials will be very serious, will be meticulous in how they use public funds, in how they take responsibility of whatsoever they use in the government. But if a government come and just renege on prosecuting people, that's what going to happen. Ellington, when CDC crack, they came to power, instead of them prosecuting those people who they fell at the time that they took government money, they didn't do it. So we are not expecting, even though I don't want for their issues or issue with the past government to be personal issue or political issue, but it should be based on record on corruption charges. When they are guilty, they should serve it, whether they are maybe the head of the government or whosoever, they should serve their sentence. Then the next government will be very serious to do something, in a similar form. Our government system going to be straight. It will continue on this path. Other than that, we will not do anything. Like I said today in my intro, the trust issue the past 2 decades, we've been having drug issues in our country. But have not been discovered. Even certain point in time, we discover some, but we don't know the here and there. So as the government is discovering this one, we tell them thank you, but it shouldn't be the stopping point. They should go and make sure to find solution and prosecute those guys, those the cartels, wheresoever is in West Africa, then let them know that Liberia is not a transit point. That's all. When you come here, we'll grab you. Anyhow you do it, we'll grab you. That John today, they were talking, somebody just called me, almost told me the city were talking, say, hey, I hold another 100 million jobs, they many that got missing. Now I was not able to go to court, I got missing. I hold that 80 minutes of keeping the one carry well, because they were not just too plenty that they say. I just tell you to as them picking John telling me the city, oh, but anyway, my ear I have to hear that on there. So it's not that I'm saying, yeah. So
pictures we've seen today is terrifying.
That just I saw it like drag goods. Somebody bowling, they just stop parking truck they want to carry. Just a drag goods. That kind of thing comes here as soon as it reach to the immigration checkpoint. When it reach to the immigration checkpoint, they just put some more thing in their hand, they pass it.
One thing before we go, one thing that everybody in the country is not talking about, already few people talk about it, but no one is paying attention to it, is how are these drugs coming to the country? What the entry point? Is it coming? Where is it coming from? From the border, coming through Ivory Coast, Guinea, Sierra Leone? Where? Or is it coming through the Freeport? Because the reason is there is going out. They're using RIA to fly to Europe, right? But it has to come from somewhere to come to the country. So where is the entry point?
At this point
So,
now,
so we will not know.
I'm kind of like thinking, because the sequence in which this is happening, it might probably be like those cartels have serious intelligence from the port, or there is a little lab in Liberia producing this thing. Because this quantity is high.
No, it's not being produced there.
That is not producing Liberia. John, my own reasoning is.
I'm just assuming.
Yeah,
I'm
you
just
assuming.
because this is if this is not being produced in Liberia, then it is a cross national trade thing that is going on right now.
But that's what that is.
How is it passing? And the area we can think of is Sierra Leone, Guinea, and Ivory Coast. These are the only countries we should have brought with.
You're not coming from Ivory Coast. I can tell you, Ivory Coast for free is not going through.
So, even in very Africa, they got drugs, terrible drugs dealer than there. Even Guinea, they get another group there in Sierra Leone the same. So, but what I want to say is, our security, have to be careful on those border entries, not only the seaport. Those border entry, those slipper trucks, those trailers that can be coming in. The way they can pack things in that thing, you can't reach to the border and say you put everything down. As soon as the river here, the goods going moreover, like somebody slip up there, okay. That putting cover a long, heavy. Joy, you are sending to see stuff coming, right?
Alfonso, let me hold you there, right? Alfonso, let me hold you there. Coming in is not a thing, but it has to be housed somewhere in Liberia, right? So when they want to, where they find it at someone's house.
But entering, we're talking about now how you can enter before you go to the person's house. I'm saying those trucks that can be coming. And not only seaport alone, we should be focusing on, but those trucks that can be coming from those very countries with slippers and goods. Long trucks that you cannot say, oh, gentlemen, your polo thing down, so they check in it. Those trucks, they need to be careful with them now. Before we can go to the seaport and say, be careful with ship, we should also be careful with those trucks.
So you're not getting my point. You're not getting my point. I'm trying to make is somebody big person car of big person goods coming, you can't do anything about it. You know what I'm saying? So somebody big hand behind it and protecting that all the way from wherever it's coming from to being.
Because I think I agree with the CEO, Alfonso. Most often we might think that this is coming on a private vehicle. Most often we think that it's coming on a private vehicle. But on the other hand too, it might be coming with a government vehicle. For example, I remember once at the Sanikole welcome gate there, they arrested ambulance that was coming from Yekepa, and they arrested that ambulance that it had some weed inside it. The guy put the syringe on, started flying from Yekepa way. You know, when the syringe is on, they don't check the vehicle, so they just thought it was an emergency, and they arrested him. They searched the car, no patient is in the car, but he's using syringe, and then they saw some weed inside the vehicle. So this thing is I don't really know, because it's getting terrifying. Drug cartel that we know, like one of those guys came from Colombia, Pablo Escobar. I don't know whether that's his name. I've watched a movie about him. I don't know him, but the movie that I watched about that guy, the way in which he penetrated government institution, the way in which he took over the country of Colombia, and now we're seeing it. The worst thing about this is that drug does not enter the country alone. It enters with weapons.
But they just have weapon and they call weapon along with it.
Yeah, so once they start using these young people now to do the selling, the next thing you start seeing them doing is that, okay, take this and protect yourself along the way. Take this and do this. So it's terrifying. And one of the things that the CEO strike here tonight, I know many people listening to us have catch it, is the handling of drugs issue. People can't want to play politics with these things, but the authorities in charge themselves, they make it to seem like politics. 19 million drugs issue, you got it into where it came from, you didn't crack down that area. This one, we don't even know the figure yet. I know it would take maybe 2-3 days, because that thing is huge to weigh it.
So John, before we can conclude on that 19 million or touch on the let's listen to the the Justice Ministry tomorrow on what they will say, because I heard the police director saying, we told the country that we have some intel about drugs and we don't want to disclose it, but thank God that some of our intels are coming to pass. Meaning, maybe there are some people in the country in that very Moreover that still get some of those drugs, and the intel by the time it reach them, they just go there and go grab it. So that's what I believe. I don't say it's true, but let's listen to what they will say in the press release, because today they postpone it. Let's see what they will say the next. If maybe it will be, yeah, it will be part of the 19. We don't know. If it's not part, we don't know. So let's wait and hear what they will say.
I agree with you. And I want to say thank you for being on here tonight. It's been a wonderful conversation. Like the CEO said, he would try to get folks who are expert into this law enforcement field so that we can get their opinion on this issue, because this is not about patriotism. It's not about politics. The issue of drugs is very terrible. You can see somebody in clean clothes today. The next thing you see tomorrow, that person is an addict. The next thing you see, the person is an addict. So we all of us need to fight against it. And I want to say thank you to the CEO for being on here this evening. Thank you, Alfonso, for also showing face. I know once in a while you come, you do that thing, you go by. It was great.
I want to say thank you.
We want to say thank you to all of our listeners too as well. We'll be back tomorrow with another brand new edition of the show. Have a blessed evening from my end.
Thank you. See you.